I learned full T-set ZBLL in 6 days. I did this using Talyu's alg trainer here, where you just, you find an alg that you want to do, and you hit enter, and you control the virtual cube with the keyboard. It worked really, really well. I learned 12 algs a day, which is just a COLL set per day, and it went really well. I really don't like learning algs slowly, so I'd much rather just learn a whole bunch in a short period of time. I don't know why. I guess I get to use the set faster. But the cool thing is, if you learn full ZBLL at this pace, you could learn it in like a little over a month, which is insane because that's 500 algs in such a short amount of time. But I want to see how far I can take this. So whenever I feel like it, I'm going to try to learn full L set in one day just to see if it's possible. Because if even learning 12 algs a day, that's pretty fast, but if I could learn 72 algorithms a day, I could learn massive alg sets in just a couple days, which would be very, very helpful for me. If I'm going to learn an alg set, I want to learn it quickly so I can use it. What I decide to do is basically learn it in a very short amount of time in terms of how many days I am learning it. And if I can learn 72 algorithms a day, which, I mean, I'm not sure how that will go, but we'll see. But even at 12 algs a day, I could learn full one-look last layer in like about a year, or a little over a year if I, add in an extra day for every 6 days of 72 for a review day, which, I think will be very, very necessary if I'm going to be learning 12 algs a day for a year. So, yeah, that would be kind of difficult. But 72 algs a day, then full one-look last layer is like, 4 months or something? Yeah, so if you go at this rate, you'd learn full one-look last layer in like under 2 months. So I feel like learning 72 algs a day might be a little unrealistic, but I'm still gonna try it for L set because when I learned T set, I already knew U set, so some of the algs were just inverses. L set has a lot of inverses from both T and U set, so me knowing both T and U before learning L is definitely a big advantage. So that should hopefully help me learn 72 in just one day. For me, the hardest part about learning algorithms isn't actually remembering the set of moves that the algorithm is, but remembering what recognition pattern is linked to those set of moves. And that's why the way I learn algs, I try to let the recognition remind me of what the algorithm is. That's why the order that you learn them in is very important, because if you learn them in the right order of recognition, you can kind of, in your mind, make mental links like, oh yeah, this one where there are 2 blocks here, that's always this alg. Or, oh, whenever there's an opposite here and an opposite here, this is a really bad case, so I'll remember this alg is the bad alg. Stuff like that, really helpful for memorizing. And if you memorize them in big sets, that means that whenever you do solves, you can just force that set. For example, if I got like a Soon case right, and I'm trying to look, and just not timing my solves, I would, do a corner twist out and just, force a T case that I'm learning, and then I'll try to remember this one, just so I can get some like practice with them in real solves, because I feel like it's really cool to use in real solves to start applying what you're learning, because it feels very cool to skip PLL every single time. So as for how I practice the algorithms, whenever I'm learning them or just trying to go through all of them and just see if I can remember all of them, or I don't have a cube on me, I'll always use the virtual one just because that one's just easier to use, it's more convenient for me. So I'll just use this one whenever I don't have a cube or I'm trying to learn it, but whenever I am sure that I've learned all of them, or at least all of a certain COLL set, I'll go to this website and then I'll just select, maybe, in this case I'd select the whole thing, but maybe if I was just learning like the first 2, for example, I wouldn't select these last 4, and I just train these 2 and I use a real cube just to see if the finger tricks, or yeah, just to see how the finger tricks translate over. So yeah, I accidentally looked at it, but it was an easy one. Just do the scramble, do it on a real cube, it works really well. This website is thebestsiteever.ru/ZBLL/, but any ZBLL trainer really works for using a real cube. I highly recommend that you go watch Talyu's video where he shows off this alg trainer. It's when he learned full ZBLL in 2 months. That video of his, that's where he shows this. To get good with the controls, you can go to CS Timer and use the virtual cube option, which you find in Options, Timer, and then under here, where you can see Timer, Typing, you go down to Virtual. It's the same controls for the virtual cube, But if you want to get used to the recognition, you scroll all the way down, and there's an option here which is just F3L, which is first 3 layers, so that just mixes up everything, and that will help you get used to the recognition. Do that, you should be perfectly fine with the alg trainer and everything. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Should be seeing some videos from me sooner. I have more interesting topics to talk about, but yeah, that's it for now. See ya.